8 police officers in the hospital.
Chaotic scene.
What's up to all my B-boys, B-girls, powerheads, cypher cats, battle cats, E-boys, flexible B-boys, all the kids, all the old school B-boys, all the one-hand hop specialists, all the New York street style hidden B-boys, foundation lovers, emotional complex B-boys, and even all the trickers that are here to learn 1.5 Airflare. This is your man Coach Sambo, your online B-boy coach. And today in this tutorial, I will show you the easiest, fastest, and safest way to learn 1.5 Airflare. The 1.5 Airflare. It takes me back to the good old days where I could practice literally every day because I had this young, fit body. And now look at what I am today, man. I'm all old and wrinkled and stuff. So to learn 1.5 Airflare, you need to do at least 1 Airflare and, 1 Airflare-ish. You don't even have to do 1 or 2 or 3 good Airflares to learn this. But if you could do like already 3 Airflares or 5 Airflares, then you will probably learn 1.5 Airflare way faster than somebody who would not be able to do 2 or 3 Airflares. Make sure you can do a good flare and at least a good windmill. And the windmill is almost inseparable from the 1.5 Airflare because after landing, you automatically land in a windmill. So if you can't do a windmill, this is absolute madness that you're watching this video because you are gonna waste a lot of time unless you just wanna, get that knowledge ahead of time and possible. So if you can't do these moves, then you definitely have to watch my tutorials because I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. There are a lot of crappy tutorials out there. So head on over to my YouTube channel and look for the tutorial you need and start working. Besides that, you can stay up to date with all the new videos and live stream coachings by subscribing right now. And if you want to book me personally for workshops or classes, then just head on over to my website. So first of all, to practice 1.5 Airflare, you want to be able to practice in a safe environment. If you are able to practice on mats, you will adapt to the move a lot faster than if you would be practicing it on pure concrete. Besides that, you'll have a smaller chance of getting injured and getting knocked out. Because I'm telling you, 1.5 Airflare can be really, really dangerous. Like, really dangerous. And that reminds me.
Warning, Coach Sambo is not responsible for head trauma, memory loss, fractured skulls, spine injury, or pregnancy. Consult your doctor before participating in a 1.5 Airflare adventure.
So here we go. To learn the 1.5 Airflare, we are going to start by learning the 1.5 elbow Airflare first. Because the 1.5 elbow Airflare is a lot lower than the normal 1.5 Airflare, it gives us less altitude to fall from. So this makes it a lot safer for ourselves to learn this move. The technique and the feeling between the elbow 1.5 Airflare and the normal 1.5 Airflare is almost the same. So the quickest method I have found to learn the 1.5 Airflare is passing through the 1.5 elbow Airflare first. Start out on your knees and just begin by throwing a low elbow Airflare to a crash. Really throw that elbow Airflare as open as you can. And for all the people that have seen my Airflare tutorial, I usually teach the Airflare in the high walkover method. But this is not what you want to do when you're going to practice 1.5 Airflare. And let me just add that most accidents or crashes that happen with 1.5 Airflare are because people throw it too high. So remember this throughout this tutorial. 1.5 Airflare is low. And I'm going to say this a lot throughout this tutorial, so don't hate me for it. Because the last thing that has to happen here is you falling on your neck while watching one of my tutorials. Because here on Coach Sambo's YouTube channel, we keep everything positive. So, from this low elbow Airflare, you want to get comfortable. And if you can do this kind of easy, you probably learn 1.5 Airflare today. And I'm not joking. Just do this a few times just to warm up and to get in the flow. And don't forget, throw it as open as you can. The next step is to land the elbow Airflare while placing both arms in front of your face. This is to protect our face, neck, and head because these are the vital parts that should never hit the floor while doing 1.5 Airflare. And if you think about it, it's better to have your leg hit the floor than your face. From here, you want to land, roll, and guide your body to the landing position we are looking for. By using this safety technique, we are developing the possibility to practice this over and over again without any risk of getting heavily injured. So now we can get to work. Start doing this again and again and again until the moment you start to trust the motion and use your arms less and less. Land and roll, land and roll, land and roll. So now it's an issue of how big your balls are. And what I mean by that is how fast do you develop the courage to actually just throw yourself. Using this method, I have seen kids land on their backs after just 3 or 4 tries. What? Because applying this method immediately gives you the feel of 1.5 Airflare, and it unlocks the confidence you need to just throw yourself and go for it. And don't forget, the moment you are going to throw that 1.5 Airflare full out, throw it to the side with a low swing. Do not apply the walkover technique for 1.5. When we land our 1.5 Airflare, we have 2 options. And I'm not covering any variations in this video at the moment. So when we're just talking about basic 1.5 Airflare, you have 2 options for the legs. These options depend on your personal feeling and of course your body type. The first one is landing with a leg pump, with the legs bent to catch that drop. And the second one is landing with both legs stretched and using the hips to catch that drop. A good landing is vital to A, not hurt yourself, B, continue the combo you are performing. Now, as long as you can perform 1.5 Airflares from your knee position, I strongly recommend you not to do it from the power kick. And you have to be really patient. If you manage to do 1.5 elbow Airflare from your knees, this is when you can advance to the next stage and start the 1.5 elbow Airflare from a power kick. Keep in mind that when you're throwing the 1.5 Airflare from a power kick, that you have to throw it low, because otherwise you might fall on your neck. So if you can go from a power kick to a 1.5 elbow Airflare, then you should be all set to go to just go for that 1.5 Airflare, depending on how big your balls are. You're welcome. A very important tip I have for you when it comes to 1.5 Airflare is, and I quote from Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. And Yoda is absolutely spot on when it comes to just like everything in life, including a 1.5 Airflare. When you are hitting a 1.5 Airflare, you have to go full out. Because if you do it with like half-ass energy, the move will look like total trash and it will increase the odds of you getting hurt. And I have to say, when I do a 1.5 Airflare and I just don't go full out, the landing is really hard. And I know this, that if you just go full out with your 1.5 Airflare, the landing just becomes all soft. So make sure you take your time and build trust with the move, because I have had some heavy crashes with these 1.5 Airflares, and I'm telling you, I'm glad I'm still normal. So did you like this tutorial? How did it go? Does it work? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to watch the video a few times so you learn new things every time you watch it. Definitely don't forget to check out my YouTube channel and my website, because I have millions of videos already uploaded and I have gazillions and bajillions of more videos coming your way. Stay up to date for all the new videos and the live stream coachings I'm doing. Yes, I am doing live stream coaching. And if you want to know about it, just hit the subscribe button right now. And you definitely don't want to miss out, because I am building the biggest and most reliable braking library on the net. So help a brother out right here, because the more you react to these videos, the more exposure it gets and the more new generations will actually see these videos. There are a lot of crappy tutorials out there. So help me out, spam the comment section. Questions? Send me your training videos and practice videos and questions to my Instagram, and definitely let me know what tutorials you would like to see next. Because at the end of the day, it's just all about that b-boy shit.
Warning, Coach Sambo is not responsible for head trauma, memory loss, fractured skulls, spine injury, or pregnancy. Consult your doctor before participating in a 1.5 Airflare adventure.